Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, the Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey, you guys. I appreciate you guys for listening to the podcast, man. It's been a lot going on these last couple of weeks. I actually just came from Miami the other day with my family, and I was so excited to see my mom because I didn't see her since February and everything, and my family as well. I've been grinding. I've been on entrepreneurship route and lane, and for a lot of people who don't know, being an entrepreneur is lonely. It is lonely. I can't even sit here and be like, oh, it's fun. No, it's not. You don't have any coworkers. You don't have all that bullshit you got going on. You don't go to an office. If you do have an office, but you're still lonely because you're still working on a craft that envision that you only see. And others may not catch on to it too late. But, I was at home, man, and I just wanted to go ahead and make this podcast. When I was thinking about it, I just didn't bring my equipment with me. But, you just got to surround yourself with rich friends and not broke ones. And you guys might be like, hold up, this took a turn. But the reason I said it like that was because when I was in Miami, man, I went to Brickell. And man, and Brickell is one of those places in Miami where I like to get inspired and stuff because I love seeing the high rises. I love seeing just the condos. I love seeing the penthouses. And I love seeing just the luxury that, is brought upon the city. Miami Beach as well. But I had to sit there and I had to really reminisce about the times where I had friends who didn't have much, and it kind of limited me to like what the world could offer, if that makes sense. They're great people, like mind you, all my old friends and stuff like that, great people. Nothing ever really happened between us. We just grew apart. But I was just constantly thinking, I'm like, man, if I stuck around certain people, would I have been here today? And I will answer that now, no. I would not have been in this position to continue to do podcasts, to continue to just invest in myself mentally and physically, having real estate, having a trucking business, being a mentor to many and people looking up to me. I would not be here. I want to say that with all sincerity. I would not be here. I would probably be somewhere fucked up, because all the old friends I had, they would just focus on other things, women and shit. So you got to surround yourself with rich friends, not broke ones. And the reason I say that is because, you are who you surround yourself with. And I had to really test this out, this year. I kind of changed my circle around a lot. And when I did that, I seen so much better, so many more blessings come into my life, different resources that I didn't even think about, being able to reach accomplishments, goals. I'm reaching them. And I had to change the circle around. I had to change the circle around because the energy wasn't matching where I wanted to go at. And when I say you have to surround yourself with rich friends, I say that with like seriousness, like because rich friends are going to teach you about money and they're going to motivate you and they're going to force you to level up, and then I don't know what rapper said that, but a rapper was pretty much talking about how you surround yourself with 5 rich friends and stuff, you're going to be the 6th one. You surround yourself with 5 brokies, you're going to be the 6th brokey. And then, that's going to rub off, good or bad. So when I started messing with a lot of more people who are more financially stable or top 3%, top 1% of earners in society, my life completely changed and my mindset changed. I look at money different, $10,000. I look at it like, okay, cool. I could do that. 20,000. I could do that. 30,000. I could do that. 40,000. I could do that. 50,000. I could do that. I could do these numbers. I know I could do these numbers because the people I'm associating myself with, they're looking at these numbers like, man, I did that in a month. I did 50 grand in a month. And I'm like, yeah, I bet. I love that. I don't look at it like no competition. I look at it like, how could I get to that 50? How could I get to that 20? How could I get to that 30? How could I get to that 40? And I'm always thinking about different ways of increasing my wealth. And, I love everybody who may not take money serious. But I feel like the world, of course, revolves around money. So money should be the main topic of any discussion you guys are having. If you have a group of guy friends and you guys constantly talking about women, you guys may attract a lot of women. But I never lost a woman chasing money. You feel me? I lost women chasing women. So I constantly keep that in the back of my mind because when you surround yourself with rich friends, they expose you to different types of wealth. You know, you see American Express black cards. You eat at 5-star restaurants. You're driving in 2023 cars, 2022 vehicles, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, people are living like this, and then you have the other side of the city where people are still driving like a 2000 car. And like I said, I'm not being a person who's going to come here and try to say not to live a life that's, you know, don't live within your means. But what I'm saying is, how could you ever be great if you continuously live within your means? If you don't want to ever get out your comfort zone, you know? And I was speaking to an Uber yesterday. This Uber lady was dropping me off, and she was like, "Where you live at?" And she kind of seen where I live at. She was like, "Wow, what do you do for a living and stuff?" And I told her I do real estate and trucking, you know, marketing and stuff like that. And she was like, "Wow, how old are you?" And I said 25. And she looked at me like, "Boy, you ain't no 25." I'm like, I'm dead ass. Like, I'm 25. She's like, "Where do you work?" I said, "I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I just own businesses." And she was like, "Wow, like I own businesses, but I failed, and now I'm doing Uber and stuff like that. Not because I feel like I'm a failure, but it's because nothing works out." And I had to really give her a pep talk when I was in the car. I was like, well, it's not really you. You know, you haven't been around people who are exposing you to different ways of getting money. You haven't realized that certain people have mindsets that can open your mind up. And me having that conversation with her, she actually told me before I left, I really appreciate you, because most of these times when I'm riding these Ubers, you know, people flex on me and shit. And, you know, I feel bad. She was in her 30s, late 30s, 40s. And she was like, "Man, I'm really inspired. I don't even know you, but me sitting here, I could tell your energy is so great. You know, I could tell you're a great guy, and I just learned from you, and I don't even know you." And it was like a 20-minute car ride, but I was just telling her, like, listen, you're going to fail. Like, I took more L's than W's, but W's outweighed the L's, because you might lose $5,000, but then the next month you might make $30,000. You ain't tripping no more, right? You was tripping when you lost the 5,000 because you ain't know what was going to happen next. And I was telling her scenarios where, listen, I had nothing at one point. I didn't even know what I was going to do sometimes. Like, I was sleeping on an air mattress. You know, she was like, "Damn, like, you would never tell." And I'm like, you can't tell, because I never gave up, you know? And I only tell her that because when I surrounded myself with people who are making millions of dollars and who are achieving high level success, they're not worrying about L's, because you're not going to make money on every play. Not every business is going to be successful. Not every business is going to be a straight hit. You know, it's the things that you least expect that will make you rich in life. You know, you might fuck around and start a job, and you might hate that job. You quit the job, and you might tell yourself, "Man, I don't even know how to get no money. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do next." But you believing in yourself to a point where you're like, "You know what? I'm going to go ahead and jump off the porch, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to work on my craft." And in the midst of you working on yourself, you're going to meet other people who are way higher than you in your craft, or you're going to run across people who make so much money that you have to lock in with them. You have to engage with them, because they've been through the trials. They've been through the desperation sometimes where they didn't know what they was going to do next, but they found their flow. You know, them finding their flow allowed them to achieve success. And, you know, that's a premonition that I always kept to myself, that as long as I keep going, I could be broke today and rich tomorrow. I don't give a fuck about no credit. Well, I do care. I care about credit, but that's Glorilla if you guys didn't catch that line. But man, you could be broke today, rich tomorrow, you know, but you will only surround yourself with the people you see yourself being as. You know, if you see yourself as being okay, and when I say okay, when I'm talking about mediocrity, if you're around people who just want to smoke weed and chill and lay up and go to sleep and go back to work the next day and continue this rat race, you're forever going to be in this matrix. You know, so to break out the matrix, you have to get around people who are doing crazy ass numbers that your mind can't fathom. People who are doing zip code numbers per week. You talking about a zip code number per week as a check coming to your account. You might be like, what the fuck? That's people's salary a year. But it's people living like that. It's people spending $50,000 on vacation. I'm not telling you that's something you might want to do. But I'm just saying, like, explore the options of why can't you have the same thing? Why do you feel like you're limited to your salary per year, 50, 60, 70, whatever your salary is per year? Why do you feel like that's the limit that you're only able to offer yourself? And until I got around people who are making millions of dollars, they sat me down like, listen, bro, like, they was telling me I'm 30, I'm 35. They're like, Mo, you 25, bro. You started business when you was, what, 21, 19, 20? Really 14 when I started business. Until I really got into business. They like, bro, you way ahead of a lot of people, bro. Like, you further ahead than a lot of people when You just have to keep yourself going, because by the time you're 30, 35, you're going to look back 10 years from now, you're going to be like, I'm glad I never gave up. I'm glad I kept the faith. I'm glad I hanged around people who were just constantly letting me know, listen, bro, like, you're going to get that bag. You know, you can't be around people who going to talk about parties and shit. Like, more people could just, if people just thought about switching the conversation from, hey girl, let's go on this girls trip, to, hey girl, like, how about all of us put our money together and let's get an Airbnb? You may not make that much money per month, right? Your percentage, you might make $100, $150, but that's $150, $100 you ain't have in the beginning of the year. They're now adding a new source of revenue and income to you. You get it? Like, people want to make big bucks, you right? But you don't even know how to make big bucks, because if you knew how to make big bucks, you would have been making it. And if anybody ever tells you this, small numbers add up. Compound is what makes people rich. It's not lump sums. You need lump sums to get ahead, you know, but compound is what adds over time. That's why they tell you stocks. You need a dividend stock. You need 44,000 Coca-Cola stocks to make $100 a month. That's outrageous. I know. I wouldn't do nothing like that. But I'm just saying, like, small numbers add up. You know, think about the person who had $200 million they dumped into Coca-Cola. They'll be going crazy, right? Because that compound is going to go crazy. So the same thing happens in life. You want to surround yourself with people who are not taking themselves serious. It's going to compound into you not taking yourself serious. You want to be rich? Add yourself to people who are doing rich shit. Be around people who are doing player shit. You know, it's not something that I'm telling you guys to do right away. It's not something I'm telling you guys to do at all. I'm just telling you guys, like, if you want to start making money, if you want to have blues in your hand, if you want to travel, if you want to have a lifestyle that you have freedom to, you got to surround yourself with rich friends and not broke ones. You know, I'm not telling you, and broke is a mindset. Broke is saying he could have $0, but he could be rich tomorrow, but he been grinding for 7 years. He's not broke. That man is on a mission. You get me? That dude is on a mission. That woman is on a mission. But a dude who doesn't have any money, doesn't have any plan, and doesn't have any attempt to put no motion in, that's a broke motherfucker. And that's a scary ass dude to hang with. I'll be afraid. I'm more afraid of a brokey, because the brokey is going to bring you down with him, because they don't have nothing to lose. You get me? So when I'm saying that when you're moving up in life, you have to constantly seek people who are doing better than you. I don't care if you have no furniture in your house and you on the grind to become a millionaire. You're doing things that most people are afraid to do, because that's how most millionaires are starting themselves as, from the bottom. But they see a vision for themselves and they seek out mentorship and they surround themselves with people who share the same similarities. Like, I've been surrounding myself with more entrepreneurs and business owners because we could relate. Damn, bro, like, I lost $200. Damn, bro, I got to go ahead and invest this money. It's cool because we're not tripping no more about it. We know this is what comes with the game. We know if we don't put this money in ourselves, who will? Who's going to give you the money for real if you really want to invest in yourself, if you really want to blow up? If you want me to be real, no one's ever going to put you in position at least to start something else unless they really believe in you, unless you guys have prior relationship, but they have to see that in you. A millionaire is not going to hang with you just because you want to hang. You think they got time to hang with your ass? Oh, I want to be a millionaire. Cool. That's all they going, oh, that's cool, study. But until they see you really doing your shit, they could really say, okay, cool, I could hang with this dude. I could give this dude some mentorship because he's willing to listen. He's eager. He's hungry for it. But you have to surround yourself with people who are looking to achieve greatness. Okay, we made $100,000 this year. What's next? I want to make $500,000 next year. Fuck it. I want to double it, $1 million. I want to do these things, right? It's possible because you have people around you who are making 30 M's a year. So $1 million to them ain't shit. You telling them you make $100K a year, they're looking at you like, bro, I made that in a month. You start thinking, oh, damn, how could I get to that $100K? Your mind is going to force itself to think about solutions. I'm not going to tell you automatically you're going to think about $100K, you're going to make $100K in a month. But you might make $30K. And then your average that you were making per month was probably $4,000. You just made $30,000 in the fucking month, and you just started hanging with this dude who told you it was possible. If you were back home and stuff and hang with the people who never had 30,000, they count 40, 50, 60,000, whatever the number was, past a certain crazy limit, they wouldn't be able to fathom the number that you told them you would make. If anything, if you told them you made 30K, the first thing they're gonna ask you is how you did it, bro. Like, okay, cool. And you might tell them, but now you're casting pearls to swine because they may not even do nothing with the information. So you just wasted $1 million advice on somebody who don't give a fuck, right? Your energy's taken away. They just took away your energy. They depleted you. They might hate on you. They might look to be jealous of you. But you hang with someone who's doing crazy numbers, your success isn't going to bother them because once you start getting around people who are actually doing the things that they want to do and are chasing a purpose, everybody's success is just a hooray moment. We celebrating you, bro. Like, you doing your thing. But if you get around people who aren't doing shit and you constantly talking about your success, you're going to make them people feel some type of way. I had to change my circle around because I started feeling like if I started talking about certain numbers and certain financials around people, they would give me the side eye like, you think you're better than me or you think you're doing your thing, like whatever. And I had to get that vibe off of me because I'm like, why do I feel like I have to dim my light in order to fit around you? Why do I feel like I have to not be who I really am to make you feel like you can hang with me? You know, because I'm a type of person like, I don't really care no more about hurting people's feelings. I don't really care. And when I say hurt people's feelings, I'm not going to say fuck you. I'm talking about like distancing myself to a point where I don't feel like I have to explain it to you anymore. I don't feel like I have to just tell you why I moved on. I don't have to explain to you why I didn't put you into this investment because you didn't see the plans. You didn't see the vision for it. You would have brought it down fucking with me because your energy isn't matching the high caliber energy of someone who's making millions of dollars, who's always excited about the next plan, the next play. I get excited waking up, looking at my phone, hitting people up. Hey, listen, bro, like this the play today. What we gonna do? How we gonna put this in motion? I get excited listening to people who may not have much and they're looking to get to the top. I get excited, bro. You know, I don't look to sit around and think about, oh, I wish that could happen. What the fuck are you wishing for, bro? The only person who's wishing is somebody who don't got no plans. The only person who's wishing is somebody who don't have any money. I'm not wishing for money, bro. I'm going to get it, you know? And you have to surround yourself with women and men who are doing great things. If you dating somebody, they better be on their fucking A game because that shit will bring you down too, especially if you guys are having sex. Like, that sexual transmission, that sexual energy is what's going to cause you to either glow up or fuck up. You feel me? Like, this is real shit. Like, you got to surround yourself with people who are moving up in life, you know, who wants to be better. You know, my homegirl just got her promotion. Shout out to her. Man, I was excited because she was talking about how the job was stressful. And I'm like, listen, you deserve it. So whenever it comes, it's going to come. And then you're going to feel 10 times better about it because you know you put the work in. You know, things feel better when you put the work in and then you see it come to fruition. And I love when people around me are hitting their goals and are achieving maximum amount of money that they thought they would never achieve, because when I hit my goals, I like the same energy in return. Bro, you did your shit. I love what my homeboy, shout out to Mac. I love what my homeboy, man, Mac, you know, he was talking about starting his photography business. And I sat him down. I'm like, bro, listen, you will go already because you're already thinking about taking yourself out the situation you are in now and moving into another situation. Most people are okay with just sitting down, but you put your plans into action. And I gave him the resources and I gave him the pep talk. Bro, he's doing crazy numbers now, bro. He's shooting for artists and rappers, and I will never take credit for what he does because at the end of the day, his work ethic was based on him. You get me? I was only the catalyst that if he was going to do it, I just pushed him to it. If he wasn't going to do it, that was just going to be on him. And I did this for a lot of people, man. I always constantly tell people, like, if you hang around me, bro, you're going to learn. You're going to glow up. Everybody who comes around me knows that. Like, if you hang around Mo, you're going to learn. You're going to glow up. Mo don't have to have a Lamborghini Urus yet to teach you how to make a certain amount of money. Mo don't have to have a certain amount of things for you to realize that Mo has an abundance of knowledge and wealth that not only is going to come in knowledge-wise, but in just motivational-wise. Because I motivate myself all the time, always. But I had to get that inspiration from people who are doing well, and I constantly tap in with people who are doing 15, 20, 50,000 a month, and There's crazy numbers, and they're constantly telling me, like, listen, don't go back to what ruined you. Don't go back to your old environments. It is the same thing like when rappers, they pretty much in their hood and they pull up with 100 grand. And there's a dude who never seen 1,000 in his account. You think he not hungry for that 100,000? You think he gonna be sitting there clapping for you and you out there throwing money and all the girls looking at you and all the dudes looking at you like, bro, you the real shit. And he over there like hurting because he can't pay his rent or he can't do nothing for his mom or he don't got no car. You think dudes like that really gonna applaud you? Like, this is real shit. I be telling people, like, people gotta wake the fuck up. You wanna have pretty girlfriends? You need to go get the bag. You want to have a dude who respects you, woman? You need to go get the bag. You want people to look up to you, want people to tap in with you? You got to go get the bag. You have to surround yourself with people who are doing well. And once you start surrounding yourself with people who are doing well, once you start operating a different frequency, the only thing that's going to help you keep that frequency is if you stay in that mindset that things will always get better over time and that this is a journey. So when I say I appreciate you guys, it's been a beautiful journey. It's been an amazing journey. It's a journey because I seen myself grow into the man I am now. And I'm constantly growing into a more mature and a more business-oriented man because I'm just constantly looking to further my education. I'm a student to the game. I will never come into any room being the smartest. I will never come into any room being egotistical because it may be somebody in that room who have a plain Jane Rollie on, and I might not have seen it. And he got a white shirt on with probably some dirty shoes, and I might not even seen it until I walk up to him and I see the Rollie, and that's the only thing that's standing out to me. And I ask him, "What you doing for a living?" "Oh, I make 35, mil a year." And he's seen how humble I was, and he teaches me the game just because I was willing to be a student. But if I came in there and be like, "Man, fuck that 35 million, I ain't finna get that shit anyways. Why the fuck I should respect this nigga? Fuck you, dweeb." You think a dude like that is gonna help me achieve greatness? No. You have to first be okay with just understanding, like, the beginning of all knowledge is surrendering. And until you surrender to knowledge, until you surrender to wanting to welcome yourself into abundance, you're going to constantly stay in the same act. You constantly hang around people who gossiping. You constantly hang with people who are smoking and partying every fucking weekend, who blowing their check and they go back to work Monday complaining about how they hate their job, but they're never doing nothing to get out the fucking rat race. You complaining about people who never respect you, but they don't respect themselves. You complaining about people never talk about money, but look who you hang with. All they do is spend money, never earn it. You feel me? And then you talk about people who don't know what to do with money. That's because you haven't educated yourself enough to know what you want to do with your own money in order to get around people who you see is doing well with their money. So when you get to a circle and you see certain people doing certain things and you don't fuck with it, remove yourself immediately. Don't sit around and see if people are going to change. Don't see if a dude going to blow up and he hasn't even touched any type of business or rap or career, and he's telling you he's going to blow up, but he didn't do shit. This girl been talking this, "Oh, I'm going to be the best fashion designer." Motherfucker, you ain't cut no dress up. You ain't even sketched done. You ain't go to fashion school. You ain't looking on YouTube. You ain't doing shit. It's just talking. You just talking. All talk, no walk. You get me? So it's like when I tell you guys, today is 2 days before New Year's. Embrace that change like my last episode. Embrace the change, bro. Because if you're not embracing the change, you're going to stay the same fucking way. 2023 is going to be the same 2022. And it's going to go so forth. If you want a new car, it's okay. Okay, bet. Go get the new car. Could you afford it? Did you put yourself in position to afford that car? If you haven't, put yourself in that position. How do you put yourself in that position? Figure out how a millionaire thinks. You need this, and this to make that cancel out the expense. You need this much streams of income to take care of that. Because you're not going to get rich working a fucking job. I don't care how many times you want to argue with me. You're not going to, I never heard nobody getting rich for no job. You can't. It's impossible. You might be financially stable, but think about it. Do you really want to be stable and go right back to something that you may not love? Now, if you love it, that's a different story. But then again, people who are making millions of dollars in business, look who they surround themselves with. Top execs, business class, 5-star hotels. You guys get the image, right? You're not going to have no fucking nigga who making $30 million a year sleeping in a Motel 6 because he know that energy is not for him. He know that place isn't his thing. It's not his environment. It doesn't fit him. As bad as he may want to get a lay in, he can't lay because it's just not in his thing. It's not in his DNA. You feel me? So mind you, if you want to be great in life, all you have to do is embrace the change. Resisting isn't going to make you rich, but being open to new possibilities will. Change your friend group, meet new people, converse, network, lock in with people, and just continuously move up in life. I appreciate you guys for listening to Roll the Business Podcast. Be sure to be safe, man, on New Year's Eve. On New Year's, man, wrap it up, man. We don't need no Virgos. Let me stop. We need more Virgos, but man, just be safe, man. Have fun. Remember to make vision boards, man. Constantly put the good prayers and good energy out there. Adapt the mindset of just wanting to be better. It's a journey, you guys. You don't have to have everything figured out. January could be a slow month for you, but February could pick up, so forth. And then by the time you know it, December 2023, you could accomplish everything you ever dreamed about because you made slight changes in not only your habit, but in your circle group and the environment you constantly be in. So like I said, you guys, I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart for listening to Roll the Business Podcast. I'm manifesting that this podcast is going to be the best and top podcast coming up. You know, next year I'm going to be on different stages in life. I'm going to be on different stages. You know, I see myself doing this. I'm not saying it's not going to work because I see myself doing it. I feel like I do anything in life. So what I'm telling you guys is surround yourself with people who feed you, feed your mind, feed your ego, feed that ambition, that fuel. Don't hang around people who are going to take away from your ego. Oh, girl, you need to dim your light, man. You doing too much. Bro, you doing too much talking. People don't need to know too much about your success. No, fuck that. I'm going to put it in their face so I know that at least they can see it's possible that somebody like me could reach this level of success at a young age, being a black man, entrepreneur, from rags to riches. This shit is possible. So I appreciate you guys once again. And also, before I let this podcast go, subscribe to my YouTube, Billionaire_Moist. I just dropped my first video on there. I'm finna drop some videos January. You know, I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there because I promised myself I wanted to go ahead and drop something I actually did. And that was a goal I took off my bucket list, you know, this year. I did it. I dropped my first video. I wasn't even trying to perfect it. I did it the best way I can. I put the information out there. People received it really well. And all I could do is continue to go up. So I want you guys to really take everything you want to do in life, like put it in a big sock, put it on a vision board, knock it out, and do it. I don't even know why I said sock. I don't know where that came from. But once again, I appreciate you guys for listening to Roll the Business Podcast. It's been an amazing journey. You guys tune in on all the episodes, subscribe, rate, review, let others know, and continuously be safe. Appreciate you guys and chase your dreams.